Good morning. Good morning and welcome to our celebrations. I am Dr. Sanjay Rai, Vice President and Provost of Germantown Campus of Montgomery College. And I'm delighted to be here to celebrate the beginning of a very important project. Our Bioscience Education Center will educate life sciences students and prepare them for Maryland's innovation economy. I'm so pleased to see so many of our elected officials, community members, business leaders, friends of the college, members of the Montgomery College Foundation Board, Montgomery College Board of Trustees, Montgomery College Alumni Board of Governors, Montgomery College students, faculty, staff, and administrators. And some of our special guests from the Montgomery College Board of Trustees, Dr. Michael Lynn, Chair, Mr. Steve Kaufman, First Vice Chair, Ms. Gigi Godwin, Second Vice Chair, Dr. Kenneth Hoffman, Ms. Roberta Shulman, a student member, Ms. Christina Siplak, Dr. Hercules Pinkney, former Montgomery College President, and also Vice President and Provost of Germantown Campus, Mr. Marshall Moore, Senior Vice President for Administrative and Fiscal Services, Mr. Doug Frustenberg, Montgomery College Foundation Board Chair, and Mr. Bill Hard, Member, Montgomery College Foundation Board. From the Maryland Senate, Senators Jenny Forehand, Roger Mano, and from the Maryland House of Delegates, Delegates Charles Barkley, Sheila Hickson, Susan Lee, Eric Lutke, Krell Resnick, and Shane Robinson. And from Montgomery County Council, member from District 2, Mr. Craig Rice. And the Treasurer of Maryland, the Honorable Nancy Kopp. Mr. Ken Richard, on behalf of Senator Ben Cardin, Ms. Nichelle Schultz, on behalf of Senator Mikowski, and Ms. Selena Singleton, on behalf of Congresswoman Donna Edward. From the Board of Education, Mr. Charles Barkley, Ms. Shirley Brandman, Ms. Judith Daka, Executive Director, Universities at Cherry Grove, Dr. Stuart Edelstein. And our generous supporters, Dr. Donald Day, Mr. Michael Pretty from Interwise Consultant, Inc., and Mr. Rick Zakur from MD Bio Foundation. From the business community, Ms. Marilyn Balcom, President, CEO, Germantown Gaithersburg Chamber of Commerce, and Mr. James Muir from Hughes Network Systems. Welcome and thank you for joining us this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce to you Montgomery College President, Dr. Darian Pollard.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here, and I welcome each of you and join you in a wonderful celebration that we have planned for today. I'd like to thank you, Dr. Rai, for introducing so many of our wonderful dignitaries we have here, and I'd like to thank each of you for joining us today for, I think, a significant milestone in the history of Montgomery College. I want to thank our board members, our faculty, our staff, our students, our business partners, and our elected officials for choosing to be here today. I want to thank our federal, state, and our local county elected officials for their support of this critical project. Your funding during these challenging times, and we all know that it is further evidence of the value that you place on community colleges. We appreciate your commitment to our mission and our students, and I look forward to seeing you here in about 2 years as we open this new facility. The Bioscience Education Center will offer our students and community unparalleled educational facilities featuring classrooms, laboratories, study rooms, a computer lab, and a learning center. Why? Why is this building being needed right now in our community? Well, in just about 10 years, this campus, the Germantown campus, has seen nearly 149% increase in science students on this very campus, 149% increase. This new building will provide our students with an opportunity to learn in facilities like they will experience in businesses right here in Montgomery County, at the federal agencies such as the Food and Drug Administration, or in innovative companies like the Human Genome Sciences. This building will also be cutting edge, a sustainable facility with features such as a solar photovoltaic panels, a green roof system, wind turbines, and high-efficiency building systems. We anticipate our efforts will result in a LEED Gold certified building. This building is also critical link to the county-operated business incubator and the future science and technology park that will be on this campus. With the Bioscience Education Center, the Science and Technology Park, and the Innovation Center, Montgomery College will provide students with hands-on educational experiences and our community with an influx of new jobs. Plus, it will allow for the expansion of our academic programs to meet the rigorous demands of the new economy, science, and healthcare industries. Additionally, I am extremely pleased that this park will soon be the home to Holy Cross Hospital, making it the first new hospital to be built in our county in 30 years. How many jobs will we expect this hospital to generate? Well, a recent study estimates the hospital will create more than 1,500 jobs, which will increase to more than 3,000 as it expands over the next decade. In addition, the study says our Science and Technology Park has the potential to generate more than 2,000 jobs. Jobs, thousands of jobs, many of them at high-wage positions, will be coming to this county. I would suggest to you that this is a win-win for Montgomery College and our community. Today's groundbreaking brings together all of our partners, county and state elected officials, business and industry leaders, and together we can prepare students to become productive members of the workforce. This is a critical issue at this time. The Harvard Graduate School of Education projects that nearly 2/3 of jobs created in the next decade will require workers to have at least some post-secondary education. Some means an associate's degree or a professional license or a certificate, just what we offer here at Montgomery College to our students. We truly are today's pipeline to the jobs of the future. We train the recent high school graduate looking to start a career path, and we also retool the adult worker who needs new skills to compete in our new economy, new skills like our own Matthew Cook. Matthew is currently a biotechnology student who is studying and working at Human Genome Sciences. He came to Montgomery College at the beginning of the economic recession, shortly after losing his old job. While balancing family and work responsibility, Matthew still commutes to class from Baltimore with the goal of earning his biotech certificate. He is the recipient of the Evan and Catherine Jones Biotechnology Scholarship at Montgomery College. His next goal is to attend a local university to receive his master's degree in biotechnology. We have no doubt that he will succeed and thrive. It is my honor to introduce to you Matthew.
Good morning. Like she said, my name is Matthew Cook. I'm currently a manufacturing associate at Human Genome Sciences, as well as a student here at Montgomery College at the Biotechnology program. After being unemployed for 5 months, I came to Montgomery College looking for a change in career, and what I found was a whole lot more. I got my bachelor's in biology degree back at, in UMBC back in 2003, but continued to still work in the transportation and logistics industry until the economic downturn in 2009. When that happened, I continued to look for jobs in the industry I was familiar with, but really didn't find anything. When nothing turned up, I did see it as an opportunity to change and use the degree that I've been neglecting for so many years. A chance phone call led me here to Montgomery College and the Biotechnology program, and after the first class I attended, I knew I was in the right spot. What makes Montgomery College so unique is not only its location here near so many biotechnology programs, but that the teachers also work in the industry so the curriculum stays relevant. It also gives you both an educational and technical background that you need for the biotechnology jobs that are out there. And ask you not only to find out the what's of what you're doing, but also the whys. Why are you using this buffer? What does this component do to your test? It's this understanding that biotechnology companies are looking for. Companies don't want people just to push buttons and run tests, but also to understand why they're doing it and how to improve the process. This program also gives you some real-world experience, as close as they can in the classroom. You found out if you like working in cell culture during the cell culture class, as well as how to keep cells alive. You also get a taste of what GMP is like and whether the kind of documentation is for you. Like I said, I came to Montgomery College looking for a change, but I also found hope, a second chance, and a career that I really like in human genome sciences. I can honestly say that I do not know where I would be without this program, and I thank those who support it and its students. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew, for sharing your experience with us. Congratulations on everything you have achieved at Montgomery College. I'm sure we'll be hearing about your many successes in biotechnology world in near future. We would not be able to deliver the education that Matthew and other students need without the support of our federal, state, and local elected officials. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank them for their continued support of Montgomery College and our students. We are very honored to have Maryland's governor, the Honorable Martin O'Malley, with us this morning to offer his thoughts. Governor O'Malley.
Dr. Rye, thank you very, very much, and it's great to be with all of you. And also, Dr. Pollard, thank you for your leadership of this tremendous institution of Montgomery College. You have done an outstanding job in a short period of time to take this excellence to the next level, and I really, really appreciate it. It's wonderful to be here at the Germantown Campus of Montgomery College, one of the best community colleges in the nation. And an invaluable partner in our big, important goal of increasing the number of Marylanders who receive some level of skills training by 20% by next year. The numbers that you pointed out, the jobs that are out there for people throughout our state, if only they're able to get that certificate or that couple of years of education that places like Montgomery College are so very, very proficient at being able to provide. I also want to thank my colleagues who are here today, Congressman Chris Van Hollen, who does an outstanding job advocating for the important investments that we can only make as a nation. You know, there's some things that are so important and so big that we can only hope to do them as a nation. And the investments that we make in NIH, the investments that we make in healing and discovery and science, those aren't things that the private sector is going to step up and fill in and do on their own. There is no company capable of doing that. The only company capable of doing that is your company and my company, and that is the company we have the freedom to make as citizens of the United States of America. So, Chris, thank you for fighting that noble and courageous battle. And by extension, I know that Senator Ben Cardin is very, very proud of this day and the important work that goes on here at Montgomery College, as is Senator Barbara Mikulski as well. Nancy King joins us here. Nancy advocated very, very strongly for this important Bioscience Education Center, and also Jenny Forehand. Both the senators are here, so Ike Leggett, Lord knows what priorities are suffering now in Annapolis with two of your senators missing. But I also want to thank Ike Leggett for his outstanding leadership of one outstanding county, land of my bread and buttering, Montgomery County. We're also joined by Kevin Sexton, the president and CEO of Holy Cross Hospital, and Susan Bateson from the HGS, Human Genome Sciences, and Dr. Judy Britz, who's executive director of the Maryland Biotechnology Center. We have been embarked upon a vision called Maryland Bio 2020. And the investments that we make here are part of that larger arc, that larger vision towards where we want to go as a state. We also have Craig Rice here from the County Council. Craig used to be a member of the House of Delegates. He's now a very happy man. I also want to thank the other members of our House of Delegates. Could you all stand, all the members of the House of Delegates who are with us today? Carol Resnick. And Nancy, I will rely upon you to heap praise upon those important votes when you get up to speak here. This is a great day for innovation. It's a great day for innovation in Maryland. I just came from the Rockville headquarters of a biopharmaceutical company called Novavax, and they are the recipient of a $170 million federal contract to develop the next generation of flu vaccine. Used to require a process that required 1 million eggs, and now they've given the chickens a break, and they're able to figure out how to do this with what in essence is a bio decoy. They're able to cut by about, they're able to reduce the time that it takes to production by about 75%, if I was doing my math right along the way. It's just one of the more than 500 biotech and life science companies that in Maryland that help make our state the epicenter of science, healing, innovation, and discovery. And in your state government, we are partnering with all of these companies and with our great institutions of higher learning. David Edgerly was there at the outset of our O'Malley Brown administration, and David, this is that vision that you knew so very well coming from Montgomery County, and it's coming together. Our country's in a battle, and we are in a battle for the jobs and the opportunities that will allow us to look our children in the eye and say to them, you are enjoying better opportunities than the ones that our parents and grandparents gave to us. But that sort of future doesn't happen by itself. It is not the product of chance. It is the product of choice. Choices made especially in times of adversity. It would have been easy to say, you know what, we can't afford to do a biotech tax credit. The budget's really, really tough. But in Maryland, we actually increased that biotech tax credit. It would have been easy to say, well, we can't afford to do or extend the research and development tax credit. Not only did we not allow it to sunset, we extended it for another 10 years. We've invested more in education in these tough times. We're the only state in America to go 4 years in a row without a penny's increase in college tuition. And within this building, the new building that we are going to be breaking ground for, you see the new Bioscience Education Center is part of claiming that better future that our children deserve. The new center will help us create world-class workforce to meet the need and to continue to grow our competitive advantage in the biosciences. Even in the midst of this recession, we moved up in the Milken Institute rankings among the 50 states in terms of our life science and biotechnology sector of our economy. We moved from 4th to 2nd place. Other states slipped back, but Maryland moves forward. And this is a wonderful confluence of, there'll be 2,000 construction jobs that are created here. At a time when our construction industry has gotten hammered, the fact that you and I and the delegates and the senators have been able to protect that AAA bond rating has meant that we're able to continue to do these sorts of construction projects. Not only investing in the infrastructure of broadband and new highways like the ICC and transportation, but investing in the life science, in the skills infrastructure, if you will, of this new center that allows the talented people like Matt to be able to step up, take the risk on upskilling their own attractiveness in this new economy, and make their own families winners in this big change. And this is also a great example of a Maryland that's smart, green, and growing. We passed a bill, I think it was 3 years ago, that required that all new state buildings, school construction, colleges, and the like, that they be a certain LEED certification. I think we required that they all be silver LEED certification. And at the time, many of the developers and the builders and other people said, "You can't do that. You'll bring our whole world to a crashing halt." And instead, what's happened? About 4,000 jobs now in Maryland that have been created because of the market demand of LEED certified buildings. Developers are figuring out that they can get a higher rent when they have buildings that actually do a better job of reducing electric costs, reducing the impact on the environment, reducing the impact of the stormwater runoff and the like. So that's why even in the toughest of times, together, your state, you have invested a little over $33 million to make this center possible. And we continue to lead other states because we're willing to put one foot in front of the other. It's not enough just to have the big goal of Bio 2020. You've got to take the steps in the meantime that get you to that goal. You have to be willing to measure your performance, measure output, and do the things that allow you not only to retain your leadership, but to improve upon it. Your state, as I conclude, has been named one of the top 2 states in America by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce for innovation and entrepreneurship. Your state has been named by the Kaufman New Economy Index as one of the top 3 states best suited to make this new economy ours. Your state, among the 50 states, was rated number 2 in the country in life science and biotech by the Milken Institute. So then there's also one important thing, though, that those indices do not measure, and that is the measure of moral leadership. The measure of moral leadership that's evidenced by these sorts of investments in these tough times. Dr. Jeffrey Sachs, who is an advisor to Kofi Annan of the UN, Dr. Sachs, I once heard beautifully say that our moral leadership of this increasingly smaller and closer, more closely connected world is not going to be determined by how many smart bombs we're able to rain down upon our enemies half a world away. Our moral leadership is going to be determined by how many well-educated, smart, and compassionate American hands we're able to extend in healing diseases like malaria and dysentery and other things that, from our American perspective, are entirely preventable. And our moral leadership is going to be determined by how we're able to extend our hands in the cures and discoveries and the healings that allow moms and dads half a world away to be able to live and raise their children and with good health so they can work and build up their own nations. And that is the unleashing of the weapons of mass salvation. And that's what this building is also a part of. So it's a great day to be with all of you, and I thank you so much for what you do every day to make our state number 1. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Governor, for your continued support. We are very pleased to have Montgomery County Executive, the Honorable Ike Leggett, with us. It is my distinct pleasure to invite our County Executive to the podium.
Thank you, and good morning. One of those wonderful remarks from our governor. I mean, he really gets it. Nancy and I were just struck in awe about how he really gets it a moment ago, and we were remarking to ourselves. Our governor, if you don't know it, last year was named the Bio Governor of the Year. That's a good honor, so thank you, Governor. Let me just walk through this morning for you. Prior to my arrival, I received a phone call from my daughter excited about her new job at MedImmune. She talked about her drive and the drive that the governor and I took today on the ICC that allowed us to arrive at Novavac 15 to 20 minutes earlier. And at Novavac, we talked about and listened to the exciting work that they are doing, not only here in Montgomery County and what the impact would have, but literally around the world, just right down the street. Then a few moments later, we arrived here to talk about what this outstanding college is doing and what you will do for the future in the groundbreaking of this new center. And I have to say that this is a great day for Montgomery County, the state of Maryland, and really for our world. Now, I only hope that I can continue that positive attitude as I go back this afternoon and look at the challenges we have with our budget. But right now, it's good. It is good because we see the future here. It is good because we've made an investment. And we see before us the evidence of that investment. But it didn't start earlier. It didn't start easily. It started really many years ago when people such as my former colleague, Bill Hanna, and others decided that we needed to make certain that we enhance the future of Montgomery County, this nation, and the world. We had the first life science center in the nation right here in Montgomery County. When people at that time said that this is not a good investment, we should not be putting monies into things that we cannot see. This is not brick and mortar. We can't see the future of that. But this county, the leadership stood tall to say that we were going to move forward. And so much of what you see today, all of these things that are now integrated into our college, into our workforce, into our future, into our economy, comes as a result of hard decisions that were made at times that it was not popular. Even this center, in the midst of the economy, when we had to stand tall to make certain that we move forward, when the state had to put its money behind this project, when the county and others had to step forward, we experienced that. I also want to acknowledge one person who we didn't acknowledge, and that is former council member Mike Knapp, who lives in this area. Now, when you look at this center and you look at all the things that have happened, the fact that we will have a new science city here in the county, the White Flint sector plan that we just approved, and all of the things that we are talking about now, he led a very difficult and challenging fight last year to help us move forward in the area of bioscience technology. And I want to acknowledge the work of Mike Knapp, who is a former council member for this area. So congratulations. Let's move forward. Let's continue this important work, because when we see the bright students that we have and the future for this great college, I am just simply amazed at where we stand today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Leggett, for all you do for our students. We are really appreciative of all your efforts. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you another of our ardent supporters, the Honorable Nancy King, who will speak on behalf of Montgomery County State Delegation.
Good morning, everyone. It's really a pleasure for all of you to be here in District 39. We're happy to have you. Charles Barkley and Shane Robinson and Carell Resnick, we're the representatives, and this is our neighborhood school. So we're really happy to have you here this morning. It's a pleasure to be here to break ground on such an exciting project for our county and state. 4 years ago, my colleagues and I in the legislature began the work of garnering support for the Bioscience Education Center, and today we celebrate the beginning of this innovative and collaborative venture. As a former school board president, I'm excited about the educational opportunities that will soon be available for our children. Partnering with Montgomery College, we will be able to offer bioscience training to our middle school teachers, bioscience summer camps, and high school biotechnology academics. Our state is committed to improvements in the science, technology, engineering, and math curriculum, and this partnership will offer an enormous leap in that direction. I'm also excited about the economic development surrounding this project. The Up County has been hit particularly hard by the economic downturn, and this project will bring with it the creation of many jobs for both the blue-collar worker and the rapidly growing biotech community. Combining education, training, and employment in one location will lead to tremendous economic growth in Montgomery County. I would like to especially thank Governor O'Malley. I mean, we kind of take it lightly sometime and expect that our governor will support our education initiatives. This governor has gone above and beyond, and that's what makes the state of Maryland such a great education place. Every time that we've gone and talked to the governor about it, especially when it's a biotech kind of a project, he is there and he's interested and he's right on target with it. And we couldn't do this at all. We wouldn't be here today breaking ground if it wasn't for Governor O'Malley. So I really do appreciate it, and it's a real pleasure to work with you on it. So I look forward to this groundbreaking today, and I look forward to seeing all of you back here in 2 years to cut the ribbon and see all the things, the good things that come from this building. I just have to add one little note. We had students come down from Montgomery College a few weeks ago, which they do every year. Usually it snows on that day, so we don't get many students. But this year we had, there were quite a few. I bet I had 10 or 12 that came to my office. All of those students are so excited about the learning, so excited about what they're doing here. And for us to be able to give them that advantage, I think is about the best thing we as citizens can do. So I congratulate this college. It is the best community college in the country. And it's because of the staff and the community here that makes it so great. So thank you, and I look forward to breaking the ground today.
Thank you, Senator King. We are so glad to have you as our neighbor and appreciate your support. Now, to bring greetings from United States Congress, we have Honorable Congressman Hollen, Jr.
Thank you, Dr. Rye. It's always a pleasure and privilege to be at Montgomery College, and it's especially a great pleasure and privilege to be here today on this very special occasion. I want to join the governor in congratulating you, Dr. Pollard, for getting off to such a great start here in our community. You came well recommended, and we understand why, and look forward to working with you. To Michael Lynn and the whole board, thank you for choosing wisely, and thank you also for your stewardship of this great treasure in our community. And to Dr. Rye, thank you for your great efforts up on this particular campus. And I'm very pleased to be here with what we sometimes call Team Maryland, of course, headed up by Governor O'Malley. As has been said, he doesn't just talk the talk, he has walked the walk in terms of his actions. We see them here today. We saw them earlier today when we were together with County Executive Ike Leggett at Novavax. You see them throughout our community and throughout the state of Maryland in terms of his investment in bioscience. Thank you, Governor, for your leadership. And of course, to the team you have in Annapolis, Nancy King, Jenny Forehand, our terrific House of Delegates delegation. And of course, at the local level, Ike Leggett was very modest because he talked about Bill Hanna, service on the county council beforehand and the foresight that council had. Ike Leggett, of course, long before he became our county executive, served on that council, and I want to thank you, Ike, for your vision then and your work today, making sure that vision is translated into reality. So to you and your county council colleagues, thank you. I've had the great privilege of seeing this project rise up over a period of many years. And I also want to recognize somebody who was mentioned earlier, but he has devoted a lot of time and effort during his period as provost of this particular campus here, and that's Herc Pinkney. Where's Herc? I remember Herc coming down to Capitol Hill years and years ago when this was just a little glint in his eye, in the eye of many in the community, and he talked about a project that would bring our educational resources together with the business community and with the with the college and with others throughout this community to really make something happen here. And today we celebrate his work and that partnership that he made with so many people throughout our community. And of course, the President of the United States has recognized the value of community colleges and that partnership. And as the President said, community colleges are the unsung heroes of American education and one of the keys to the future of our economy. And what we're all doing here today and what we need to start doing every day is to make sure that community colleges are not the unsung heroes, but truly are trumpeted as the heroes of our education and workforce system, because it is at the community colleges, through stories like that of Matt, that we are definitely helping generate the workforce of the future in partnership with the business community, so that we know that the needs of the business community are met through the workforce efforts that we have in these colleges. And we're going to hear a little later from Susan Bateson, of course, of Human Genome Sciences, and Kevin Sexton of Holy Cross Hospital, just demonstrating that important link between the skills that our students learn at community colleges and the future of the workforce. And I was very pleased that the President last year requested a $2 billion fund, competitive grant fund for community colleges. And he has submitted that as part of his budget going forward, and I'm very hopeful that we'll be able to make sure that that budget becomes a reality, because we need to build on that. And I was pleased that about $3 million of the funds in this project are the federal funds that went into this, and I want to thank all of you for advocating for that, and I also want to thank our senators, Senator Mikulski and Cardin, for being part of the team that helped bring those funds to this particular facility. Now, before I end, I just want to mention one thing, because in the Congress we are engaged in a national debate about the future direction of our country. What are our priorities? What are our values? And it is indisputable that we need to come together and put this country on a fiscally sustainable path. That will require some tough decisions and budget cuts, and the President's budget that he submitted calls for some very tough decisions. It will also require taking a broad look at our budget, all aspects, not just the cuts, but the revenue side of the budget. But as we go through this process, I just urge all of you, as we have this national conversation, that we don't make short-sighted decisions that shortchange our future. And I'm going to give you two examples that are directly relevant to what we're doing here today. One is on the education side. In the bill that recently passed the House, that is now being debated in the Senate, there are significant cuts to Pell Grants. Pell Grants that provide an opportunity for many of our students to go to college. The value of the Pell Grant is cut by over $800. Now, $800 is a lot when you're stretching to try and put together the money to afford to go to college. And one of the great things about community colleges is they are affordable, but they're free, and they still cost us, and we need to make sure the resources are there. So cutting back in education like Pell Grants, as well as the cuts to K through 12, is just very, very short-sighted approach. Those are the kind of investments that we need to make our country strong. Second, we're here talking about biosciences. Biosciences. The governor and the county executive and I, as you heard, were just together a little earlier today at a company called Novavax that's receiving a large federal contract to develop vaccines to combat the pandemics of the future. We all remember the H1N1, the avian flu vaccine. If that had been more deadly, millions of people could have been killed. So we need to find a way to develop these vaccines more quickly, more reactive. That was a federal grant, and that's a company that began in part with a grant from NIH, the National Institutes of Health. They're trying to get their project through clinical trials at the FDA, all right here in our backyard. Well, the bill that passed the House just a few weeks ago, it cut funding for the National Institutes of Health. and it cut funding for FDA. Those are the kind of investments that we're going to need if we're going to be successful, not just as a community here, not just as a state, but as a country, doing the kind of things the governor talked about. So as we make these difficult decisions at the local and state and national level, let's be careful not to eliminate the seed corn, as people said, the things that help make our communities and our states and our countries grow, that help put together that workforce of the future, and that will make sure that the United States can not just be at the cutting edge, but win that competition for the future, which is very intense. And you don't win that kind of battle by cutting back on critical investments that we need to make. That's a recipe for coming in second and third place. This community, this state, and this country needs to make sure that we continue to be at the very top when it comes to our economic competitiveness and our future growth. And all that begins at places like this one right here, Montgomery County Community College with the Bioscience Center. Thank everybody for helping make this possible.
Thank you, Mr. Van Hollen. Your support is really appreciated. With us today are two of our business partners, Mr. Kevin Sexton from Holy Cross Hospital and Ms. Susan Bateson from Human Genome Sciences. Your contributions help our students reach their educational goal. I'm delighted to call to the podium Mr. Kevin Sexton.
Good morning, everybody. I am extremely pleased to be here today and share this podium with so many other outstanding people, the leadership of the college, which is truly outstanding, and so many committed public officials. You know, when I think about the President's comments about winning the future, I think about what we're trying to do today and what we're indeed commemorating today. Today's about opening doors to higher education for everyone willing to work to achieve it. It's about making critically needed investments in science and technology. It's about developing creative links between the academic activities of research and education and the real world of organizations and businesses. And it's about leveraging all of these activities to create jobs for today and, more importantly, for tomorrow, and ultimately, most importantly, improving the lives of our communities. I'm really proud to represent Holy Cross Hospital today. We are a partner of Montgomery College and very proud to be so. And we support the work we're talking about today in three ways I'd like to mention briefly. First, Holy Cross Hospital is on a course to break ground this year on this campus to build a hospital to bring necessary health care to the fastest growing and fastest aging part of our county and the most densely populated area in the state of Maryland that doesn't have a hospital. And it'll be the first hospital on a community college in the United States. Second, by locating the hospital within the Science and Technology Park of the college, we provide the anchor to build that park and to speed the day when it will come to fruition and link education, innovation, and new products and services. And third, through our partnership with the college, we will be training the next generation of workers in healthcare and bioscience. The new hospital will be an important training site in that effort, but we've gone further and have pledged over $1 million to help the college double its nursing program and to grow other medical and science curricula, helping to ensure that our future healthcare needs can be met in this county, in this state, and across the country. The efforts we're all taking together are going to improve lives. They're also going to create an estimated 5,700 jobs that Dr. Pollard was talking about earlier in this region starting right away. By far the largest percentage of these jobs will be right here in the Germantown area, which has half the county average number of jobs per people. I was thinking about that this morning driving up here and thinking how many of those cars we might be able to take off the road if people could actually work up here. It shouldn't be a surprise that there are so many smiles here today. We're making amazing progress on winning the future, and I'm just delighted to have an opportunity to share that with all of you. My congratulations to everyone, and we're ready to get to work. Thank you very much. Now, I have one other piece of business. As part of our commitment at Holy Cross to biosciences and to the expansion of nursing education that I referenced, we do make grants annually to Montgomery College Foundation to help strengthen and expand academic programming and attract more students into healthcare. We have a joint work group, looking at some of its members out in the audience, from Holy Cross and from Montgomery College. And they reviewed 13 applications from college faculty and staff for funding and selected 6 for this year. And I'm going to ask Dr. Pollard, if she would, and Doug Furstenberg, the chair of the board of Montgomery College Foundation, to join me, and we're going to acknowledge and recognize the folks who were the winners of that. And I will call them in order, and we'll bring them up here and have them recognized. If I could. Okay. The first award is to Wani Murthy, Diane Cockrell, and Kathy Swanson for a proposal to expand library resources to support hospital-related educational programs at all of the Montgomery College libraries. Second, Tracy Holliday for a proposal for academic support for nursing, allied health, and biomedical science prerequisites. Angela Rice Beamer's proposal to fund Holy Cross Hospital Health Science internship stipends. Rose Ailey was recognized twice. Awards that will allow 2 purchases of important training equipment. Wounded Willie, who is a trauma mannequin, and a training mannequin for radiographic imaging as well. I think that one's called Pixie. Thank you. Congratulations. Thanks very much. And Richard Pires, award for the purchase of a molecular modeling software, which will be used in a variety of science courses at the college. Is Richard here? Thank you all very much.
Mr. Sexton, thank you for Holy Cross's partnership and support of our education. It is now my pleasure to ask Ms. Susan Bateson of Human Genome Sciences to come to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Ryan. Good morning. I bring congratulations and best wishes from all of my colleagues at Human Genome Sciences as we celebrate today the groundbreaking of the Bioscience Education Center. I also bring our thanks for your leadership of an institution that is essential to Montgomery County, that is the flagship of Maryland's community college system, and that also serves the business community by preparing students for work in companies like ours. The partnership between Montgomery College and Human Genome Sciences is deep and broad. Our partnership starts with our enthusiastic hiring of your graduates for our 4 biologics manufacturing facilities, where approximately 25% of our 1,100 employees work, and for which we have hired over 100 people in the last 15 months. In recent years, we have shifted our preference toward manufacturing candidates with associate degrees, and Montgomery College has played the major role in that transition. And you've done so because you have students like Matthew Cook. Graduates of Montgomery College, well over 50 in the past 8 years, have come to Human Genome Sciences with extensive hands-on and practical training. They perform terrifically, and their retention is better. There are many other aspects of our partnership. Human Genome Sciences leaders participate on Montgomery College's Biotech Program Advisory Board. They review curriculum. One is an adjunct professor, and others are guest lecturers. Our company donates equipment to Montgomery College and provides facility tours, as well as internship and part-time contractor opportunities for students. Human Genome Sciences also provides scholarships, one for every Montgomery College graduate hired, so others may attend behind them. Montgomery College benefits us in other ways. Several years ago, Dr. Collins Jones helped us put together our intensive 4-week manufacturing orientation program, perhaps not so fondly known as our boot camp. Dr. Jones has participated in the boot camp, both as a student for quality control purposes and as an instructor. Thank you, Dr. Jones, for your many contributions to Human Genome Sciences' success. In addition, since 2006, Montgomery College has partnered with Human Genome Sciences and 19 other biotech industry partners and 13 other industry partners, education partners, on an NSF-funded initiative to improve the biotech workforce nationally through skills standards and global curriculum development. The future of biotechnology job growth in Maryland is highly dependent on our community college system, with Montgomery College clearly at the forefront. So thank you, Montgomery College, and thank you to our federal, state, and local legislators for making this wonderful new Bioscience Education Center a reality. The expansion of the biotechnology program that this center will make possible will be of primary importance to the growth and success of the bioscience industry in the years ahead. We in our industry hope to keep right on hiring graduates of Montgomery College, and so we very much appreciate your support. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Bateson. Your participation and support of Montgomery College truly advances our mission. Now it's time to accomplish what we came really to do today. That's to break ground. Governor O'Malley, Executive Leggett, and Dr. Pollard, please come forward. I ask that all our speakers and elected officials, our Board of Trustees, Dr. Lynn, Mr. Prestenberg, to join me in this groundbreaking. And we have hats and safety glasses for your protection. Okay. Okay, let's the countdown begin. And you're supposed to help me with this. We'll start with 10. 10, 9, 8,